always, most of the time. So this is our very first this is our very first career coaching cohort session within this cohort. And I was intentional on, so this would be an introduction to Kelly essentially. I was intentional on making sure that not only were you all able to learn the tech skills, but you were also able to, okay, I'm recording, but you were also able to learn how to leverage your career. Because within tech, it's like, okay, I can understand this syntax, I know how to format this, but there's also a huge gap with being able to convey your value as a professional. Um, so I'm getting some feedback somewhere. I don't know from where, but so that is why I incorporated the career coaching sessions within the full program. And to give you a little background about Kelly, this is like my favorite part because I really love giving her flowers. So I I stalked Kelly on social media. Like I stalked her and I was, I'm very intentional about who I align within providing resources or within exposure. I'm very protective of like you all. I'm very protective of how I'm represented. I'm very protective of my brand. So I did a lot of research on Kelly before I even reached out to her. She is on all. I'm typing your link in the chat.
Okay.
She is on all corners of Beyonce's internet. Um, She's been within the tech recruiting space for over 30 years now, but I'm not going to like diminish or minimize the fact that represent her as a tech recruiter because she's so much more than it. She's extremely knowledgeable of like the landscape of tech and understanding like the understanding like the moving parts of being able to fully transition into the space. So, like I said, she's been within this space for over 30 years. She's worked at some of the big tech giants, Microsoft, Accenture, HP. She's done a lot of work, and she is a wealth of knowledge. I actually kind of like these sessions, even for myself, because I get a lot of value from them. And the way that I like to frame them is each one of these sessions is focused on something to allow you to be able to add a tool to your toolbox. Because within transitioning to data and tech, well, data tech specifically, but within data, it's extremely competitive because of the salaries, the work-life balance, all that good stuff. Everybody trying to get over here. So I try to position it in a way to where you all have as much leverage, not only within the tech space, but within the career space. So that's why Kelly is here. So tonight we are focusing, this is our LinkedIn session. Um, we are focusing on ensuring that not only is your LinkedIn set up to where you're getting your maximum value, but you're positioning yourself in a way that first and foremost allows you to send a signal that I am in marketing or whatever your case is, but I am also an analytic professional. Y'all know that I'm really big on you all building your own brand outside of your company, outside of those things. You have to sit firm and like this is my skill set. This is what I bring to the table. And I think that LinkedIn is one of those platforms that provides a very solid opportunity for you to do so. Because I mean, it's social media, but it's for professionals. And the more I talk to people, the more myself included, until I met you, Kelly, until I met you, myself included, we I was not using LinkedIn to the full value. I was kind of passively doing it. And what opened up my eyes is like my personal opportunities that have been presented to me through LinkedIn on the space, like my senior data engineer role. A lot of that stuff literally came to me through LinkedIn. And that's when I'm like, hold on, like this kind of happening. So I think that it's important that we talk about the value of it, and not only the value of it, but making sure that we are each positioning ourselves in a way that we're optimized, we're visible, we're using it, and our profile really is hitting all those marks to increase our chances on landing the role. So, long story short, that's what's up tonight. So this is why we're here. And I posted Kelly's contact information in the chat. Like I said, you can find her everywhere, like everywhere. But I also wanted to take this as an opportunity for you all to ask if you have any questions specifically about it or any conversation piece that you want to talk about it, or even the opportunity for you to provide your LinkedIn. I see some of y'all already got some your LinkedIn link to me maybe, and we can do like some feedback analysis on it, some advice, and just talk through some of the weaknesses that you might experience with using it, or some of the nuances. I know a lot of people are kind of scared. I don't want to use the word, but I'm kind of scared to like, okay, I don't want nobody to know. I don't want this, which to me is kind of like, what you doing it for though? But I know that people have their own, hangups or whatever we utilize on the platform. And I want to just set this as an opportunity to kind of use that icebreaker to like, let's make something shake using LinkedIn. So,
For sure.
oh, okay. So did anybody, let me pull this up first. Okay. So did anybody have any like any questions or anything that you wanted to talk to? Because I like to kind of have these as a conversation as well as we guide into like pointed analysis as well.
And I can jump in and talk about. Do you have a question, Nicole? Well, I was gonna kick it off with I will put myself as one of those scared people, scared of um when when do you have enough to say, oh, I'm a data analyst or whatever it is, or fill in whatever blank it is. Uh, but for me, there is no data analyst or anything close to that. I am outdated. I haven't been on LinkedIn in a while. But there isn't anything alluding to transition or career transition at all. So that is a when do you do it and how do you put that career transition stuff out there? So you mean when to transition from what you're doing currently into all the way to data analytics? When do I do it on LinkedIn? I'm full skip ahead data, Okay. As far as going look for positions or whatever, I'm full skill ahead. Is because I am one of those. Well, I have to know everything before I put it on there. That's fine. I have to know it all before I say I can do it, and I know that's not necessarily the approach. Yeah, that's good. That's cool. But if you're already full speed ahead in data analytics, you can go ahead and now start to optimize your LinkedIn. That's just a fancy word for tailoring it so that you can start attracting those decision makers, recruiters, hiring managers that you want to see your profile. The other thing to think about is what do you want them to see and know about you when they get there? It's just like your resume. When you hand that to them, they don't know you from Adam. What impression do you want them to have from your document? Every recruiter will look for you on LinkedIn. Whether you're on there, whether you're scared of it, whether you don't believe in it, whether you don't like it, every recruiter will go to LinkedIn to find you. This is where all decision makers are, all recruiters are, all hiring managers, and all stakeholders. They will go there to find you. Doesn't mean you won't get a job because you're not on there. But what it does mean, if they can't find you and they can find the next person who's in line, what are the odds? Right? So to answer your question, you can go full speed ahead right now and start to fill out your profile from your headline to your summary to your picture, your banner, at least the top quarter page of your LinkedIn. Because think about when you have previews on Outlook, when sometimes you get mail and you just see like a preview of it. That's what we see as recruiters. So I would say at minimum, complete your headline at minimum and have a picture from the shoulder up. Because those key words in that headline is what's going to attract recruiters to your profile, because all we do on the back end is we type in keywords or phrases, just like you do in Google. You don't make it a complete sentence. Sometimes if you're looking for a brown dog in Atlanta, Georgia, you put Atlanta, Georgia, dog, brown, and it'll give you what it wants. Same thing for LinkedIn. If I'm looking for a program manager in St. Louis that's worked at in retail for at least 9 years, that's what I'm typing in.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, Nicole?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go ahead and jump out there. I appreciate you being vulnerable. Everybody's pretty scared at one point. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
The more
Okay.
I talk to people, I'm like, okay, let's kind of let's see what the root is, and let's. Because I think
Yeah.
that there's a lot of, I think I remember you telling a data point last time, and you were saying how there's so many people on the platform. And when you actually use it and are active, it provides you like kind of visibility because you're pulled out from everybody that's kind of passively there and not engaging. So if you post every once in a while, it's like, okay, you're going to get a lot of visibility just due to the number of people that actually don't post on there, but actually use it, you know.
Mhm. It's one of those platforms that's coming up the rear, but they coming with full force right now. They announced on the first, this might be for you, Lorita, they're going to start paying creators. So the more you get out there, the more engaged you are. They now want to compete with the big boys, the TikToks and the IGs and the YouTubes. But they've started with a pilot group. I was part of the pilot group, but now they're rolling it out to everybody. What that means is they're incentivizing businesses to be more engaged and more active on that platform because, hey, we're going to put ads on your company profile. So what does that mean? That means that these CEOs that owns these companies are saying, okay, I need to start taking this more seriously. That
Mm-hmm.
means more eyeballs. That means more visibility. That means more engagement.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's ever been a time for you to be on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
now is that time. And you got to do it scared.
Yeah.
You got to do it scared. You got to
Yeah.
do it scared.
Let me see. Let me go to my.
Nicole's smiling. I see you smiling, Nicole. She's like, all right, all right. I like that though. You got to do it scared. You
Mhm.
got to
I be scared. I tell Kelly all the time, like I'm scared. She be like, "Bye,
just do it
just do it."
scared. Do it scared.
You mentioned that engagement though. How prevalent do you think, or how? I'm pulling up Tanya's now. How much weight do you think that recruiters and things put on that engagement, and like what weight? Like, let's say I go to someone's profile, Tanya, I'm sending you a connection request. Let's say I go to someone's profile and I'm like, oh, he or she is not active. He or she does not utilize this platform. What are the odds or the chances as a recruiter that you'll actually email that person regarding a potential role that you might have available if you see that they really don't use the platform?
I would reach out to them because most will get a notification on their email
Yeah,
if
that's
I reach
true.
out. I would 9 times out of 10, I'm going to reach out. And if they have the app, they're going to get a notification via the app. The weight is mainly held by the algorithm of the platform that puts you in front of me to contact you in the first place. So it's
Mhm.
not so much the weight that the recruiter places on the person, the member of LinkedIn. It's more so you giving that platform what it wants. So you're feeding this monster, which is called the algorithm, right? You're feeding it what it wants posts, it wants likes, it wants comments, it wants you on it, it wants you active. So you're just feeding it, giving it what it wants. So then what it gives you in return, it gives you preferential treatment as a member of LinkedIn, and
Mhm.
you're now visible in front of recruiters and decision makers. So if that makes sense. I'm glad you mentioned that because that was going to be my question. Because even though I was on LinkedIn, I must have did it a long time ago. And one of my old coworkers was
Oh.
like, "I saw you on LinkedIn," and I was like, "No, you did not see me on LinkedIn." And she's like, "Yes," and she sent me my profile. And I went on there and started updating it. But then that's when I signed up for this course and seeing we were doing it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to stop. But I was wondering, like, how prevalent do you have to be? Because I'm not a social media person or, like, just on there. So that helps to know that, like, you really have to.
Mhm.
For sure. For sure. And you can toggle it, right? If you're taking time and you're intentional, you're giving yourself, I'm going to do this in a couple days, you can toggle it off to privacy so that it's not notifying people that you're making updates until you get it clean and how you like. Now, you don't have to do that. If you don't care about people seeing your updates, that's cool, because I don't care. I make updates all the time. It's okay. But some people, if you're working and you don't want your company to know that you're making updates because they're not on the platform, they're not checking for you like that. And so you can go ahead and make your updates. You can toggle it off to private and then toggle it on once you're done and you clean it, you got it the way you want it, and then have it sitting out there. Because if you Google yourself right now, the first thing that comes up
LinkedIn.
is your LinkedIn.
I Google myself all the time because like I'm scared. I be like, hold up now, let me make sure that. Yep.
It's your LinkedIn. And if anybody's Google, you know how many Kelly Jacksons there are?
Yeah.
I'm like, that ain't me. That ain't me.
They not you though, for real. So it don't matter.
I Google myself. I find myself first, right? But again, that's a clue. Even if you're using ChatGPT or anything like that, if you should be Googleable. That's a word. You should be Googleable. All right, Jackson, my namesake.
Oh, let me find out y'all cousins. Tanya, I just sent you. I just sent you a connection request.
I am sure.
This is my favorite part.
I love it. I love it. Let's put okay, so we start with the banner, right?
Okay.
So when we remember, Lorita was talking about how much does the platform weight certain things. So we talk about the weight of things. So we'll get to the skills, which is the section of your LinkedIn profile that's weighted the heaviest.
Okay.
The reason why the skills section is weighted the heaviest is because it's words, right? It's words or phrases. So a skill can be communication or data analytics, right? That's a phrase. When we're talking about your banner, imagine if you had some words up there that says data analytics specialist, or, SQL, Tableau, just words in there, just on nice to the center, whatever. That's feeding the algorithm. And when I go in the back end as a recruiter and I start typing in these skills, I need somebody with data analytics. They need to be in Atlanta. They need to have SQL. They need to have Tableau. It's going to search all of LinkedIn. And because you had it in the banner, and because it's in your headline, and because it's in your about summary, and because it's in your experience, and because you got it in your skills, your thing is really heavy. They're like, oh, tell me about that life. She about that life. Let me put her up to the top. So you're going to pop up in my feed because everything is systematized. You're building your profile and you're visible so that people can see you. It's not just to keep you busy and just it's another platform like TikTok or Instagram. This is a business platform where hiring managers go, decision makers, stakeholders, recruiters, business people. It's specifically, and it's the number one, and there's 1 billion people on there. Global. I'm saying all that to say that you can put that in your banner where you can just put what you do. You can put your title and then some keywords in there, because your goal, right? You can keep it cute if you want it to be cute, but I think we want results, right? We want the right people looking at it. So that's about the banner, and that's for everybody. So I won't go back over that. Great picture, great smile. Love that. Love that. You can put your location. That way we can know where you are. Instead of the US, we can put, and I know people think, well, I want to be remote. I get that. But even putting in your location, that can bring you more attention to those locally and that are that's in the US. So it doesn't matter where you are, but your location is going to get you a lot more attention if you're more specific. It's just like when you hear people say niche down. Yeah. Instead of I'm a doctor, no, I'm a cardiologist. They get paid the premium cost because they're niche down. So we want to put our location there. We want to get to 500 connections. So everybody should be connecting with Tanya right now. When she get off this call, she should have a ton of connections. Everybody should be connecting with Tanya. Fantastic. Yes, ma'am.
Who, me?
No, I saw somebody say something. Okay.
Oh, my bad. I was saying, hold on, let me post the link. Yeah, okay. I'm quick to post the link, baby. All right. So, okay, so banner.
Oh, headline, your headline. I think your headline. So you want to have, remember, we're talking about the weight of your profile, and the way that is weighted is based off of the phrases or just words. If we're keeping it just simple layman terms, just the words that are on there. I think you have 220 characters. excuse me, that you can use below your name. I
Mhm.
like the fact that you're verified. I see that. That's excellent, Tanya. So underneath there, you want to get real specific. What does a partner sales specialist actually do? Do you work in a specific group? So I'm just making this up, Tanya. I have no clue. But if you work with, I don't know, medical devices, you could say medical device sales specialist. You see how specific that is? Yes. So if I say partner sales, that could be anything, right? What do you sell? How do you sell? How's your quotas? Are you any good? What industry are you in? Who do you, we know who you work for? What group? What department? All of that you can put in there. So you got 220 characters. That is prime real estate. Let's build some houses on that real estate. Use every single character in that space. Because remember when I first started, I talked about the first quarter page. That's what we can see. We you should want us to click to open your full profile. But all I'm gonna see when I'm scrolling on the back end of LinkedIn is just the top quarter half. That's gotta pop out at me. Just like when you see movie trailers and you see Matthew McConaughey and Denzel Washington and all of them, you're like, ooh, somebody jumped out the window. Ooh, that car caught on fire. Now you want to go see the whole movie.
Mhm.
Make me want to come see your whole profile.
That's true. Cause I don't care whatever Denzel in. I don't care if he paint. I'm a watch it. I don't care if you paint the fence. I'm gonna watch it. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't care. He the best. So put your skills here. Put your skills here. Update your banner. And I posted in the chat. I said you can create a banner in Canva. Put your update your banner. Put your skills here. Super skill heavy. And another big thing about tech is like super skill based. Like everything goes to skill, 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 skill. They don't care nothing about nothing else. Like skills. Oh, okay. I was
I
scrolling.
have a question, or I guess a statement. I guess my biggest thing with LinkedIn, and I don't know if it's because I have like a creative background, so we always said you have to like condense it and then kind of prolong it. So I guess I've been always hesitant to put so much in in that headline. Like right now, when I look at mine, I already feel like it's too busy. So I know more so in like a social media mindset, you have to grab somebody within like the first 15 seconds, 30 seconds of that. Is LinkedIn going to be drawn differently than how I would have to attract somebody with my bio or like a video from like Instagram or TikTok? I think that's where my mind stays because regardless, it's still considered like a social media platform. Absolutely. You're spot on. It is a social media platform. If you break those two words apart, you have social, which there's networking in, there's peer to peer groups, there's affiliations, there's organizations, there's everything. And then you have media. Media is how you sell yourself. Businesses have brands. This is yours. This is your professional brand. This is your billboard in New York Square. This is the billboard from the highway. You have to sell yourself. So you have social where you have to be on there, post, connect, like, share, comment, and then you have the media piece. That's why I was sharing with Tanya. That's her billboard. What do you want people to see? You can keep it cute. That's fine. But if you want somebody to actually reach out to you, a recruiter specifically, or a decision maker specifically, then you want to make sure you're going through and you're paying attention to each detail. As far as your headline, you want to tell a story if you can. And I know you said it may feel busy to you, but you only have 220 characters for a reason. In your about summary, you have 2,200. So there's a reason you have that there, and you can tell the story. I think in one of my profiles, I got a ton of them, but one of mine, I have tech recruiting, I have employee relations, I have um, uh, campus recruiting, executive coaching. I'm telling a story about my career history, my career narrative within 220 characters. So if your mindset is this is too busy, this is too much, think about it as let me tell a story about my career history because the one thing we don't want to do is, and maybe I shouldn't say history, we don't want to give them a history lesson. We want to give them a narrative about the accumulated um, knowledge that you've acquired over your career, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And want to keep it relevant. So I have, this older gentleman I'm working with, he's 71 and he's been in tech for a long time, but they didn't call it tech back then. They were talking about mainframe and COBOL. All of that is outdated, right? So we're removing that language and that jargon now. And all the federal employees that I've been working with, we have to remove all of that outdated language and update it. So now we're telling a story narrative. So maybe think about it, Sade, as I'm telling a story with these 220 characters, if that makes sense. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. That little section right there where it says uh, people similar to Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya, these are people that you can connect with, even if you don't know them. They're in your space. So you see now, based off of just what you have, which is excellent, it's already recommending people to you in your space. Savonia is in sales, right? I see Leah is in sales. So these may be people that you want to connect to. Because here's what happens if Tanya decides to start posting and David and Peyton and Leah it's going to go to their network.
Yeah. Now that is what I do like about LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that.
If the system is recommending, they know better than us.
Mhm.
They know better than us. Some of these people, this is a channel leader, a Peyton. Some of these people got C-suite level and recruiters in their network. Just connect. They ain't got to respond back. It's okay.
Mhm.
And a ton of them will because they just like the vanity metrics of having a lot of connection. So
Mhm.
just connect with them. Just connect with them. And I don't know if I said Sade or Sadie. I don't know. Maybe I said it wrong. Your
It's
name.
Sade, like the singer.
Okay, okay. I just want to make sure. Okay, Tanya. Tanya is a new connection. Now is a great time to select. Okay, that you connected with her. You're
Mhm.
about summary, 2,200 characters. You want to answer the question, what's in it for me? So you're talking to the company when you write this section. You're answering what's in it for me. They're asking you, hey Tanya, what's in it for me if I, reach out to you? What's going to be in it for me? Well, I have been in sales operation for over 25 years. Da, 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 da. That's what you're answering right there. So about 3 paragraphs. And at the end, you want to leave it open-ended for people to contact you. If you're working and you don't want people to know that you are open to work, you can just put, I like to network. Feel free to connect with me. I love to talk all things sales, right? And that's code for recruiters to reach out to you as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
And can you do the open to work thing like on your end, but don't publicize it to where recruiters can know that you're open to be contacted, but it does not publish it out for like everyone else to see?
Mm-hmm. You can do
Okay.
that under your settings. You
Okay.
can click open for recruiters only, and that will not even notify the recruiters at your job. If you're working right now, it won't notify them. It'll just notify recruiters outside of your role.
Okay.
But Tanya, you was on here 3 weeks ago. That's great. That's fantastic.
Mhm.
That's fantastic. I love that. I love that. I want her to have more. When I come back next week, I want Tanya to be at 500, y'all. That's the challenge.
Well, you got homework. You got 180.
I need all y'all to go connect with her and give her some love. Woo. I got you, Tanya. I got you. I got you. Great job in your experience. We can add some more there. I love the bullets. I love the skills. Attention to detail. Is that the first thing you want to be known as, or you want to be known as a sales leader, or as what's the first thing you want people to think about when they think about time?
So essentially the order that you put your skills in here matters.
Yeah. Your
Okay.
first 5 should be, what do I want people to know about me? When they leave my profile, I want them to know, hands down, I am a tech recruiter. Hands down. If I'm on my work profile, I don't want to work in healthcare. I don't want to work in manufacturing. I don't want to work in, I like tech, and this is where I recruit. If they're on my business profile, I'm a career management agency. I help midlife professionals to transition. I am a transition expert. What do you want to be known for? So you can reorder your skills, and you can also fill that thing up with a bunch of skills. Because remember, if y'all don't remember anything else about this session, LinkedIn loves skills.
Mm-hmm.
Load this thing up everywhere you can. You put all the skills you can.
I always joke. I'm like, skills pay the bills, but they do though.
I
Like
love that.
they do. So go through here and all your skills to your roles.
And
Um,
put your experience in there too, Tanya. Remember, and all of y'all, um, and this is something that I'm teaching a lot of the federal employees that's been impacted recently, because the mindset has to change from duties, tasks, and responsibilities
yes.
to when you're working in the private sector, when you're working in corporate, it's about value, it's about
Mhm.
impact. What are the achievements, the outcomes, the results you've been able to make? You can use some quantifiable data points, some metrics. If you don't have those, there's a way that you can also showcase your impact. I want you to think impact whenever you're doing your resume, whenever you're thinking about your profile, whenever you're in conversations. You want to speak about the impact that you made in that role, in that department, and for that company. You
Mhm.
cannot sit there in this current climate and just do things as usual,
Mhm.
right? You don't want to just be a person, oh, Tanya, she'll go get the cupcake. She's the one to go get the birthday card. You don't want to be known as that. She's
Mhm.
a strategic visionary. She's the person that we need for leadership, right? If you're in that role, you haven't changed it, you haven't innovated, you haven't streamlined, you just come to work and do your routine, right? You just get on the Teams call, your camera's not on, you just sit there. I know how many people are on here without the cameras on.
Mhm.
This is how you show up at work.
Mhm.
So the people that are visible, the people are in close proximity, those are the ones that get the promotion. Those are the ones that get the lateral move. So if you're asking those questions, you look at how you're showing up. But I think for each of these, I would fill it out a little bit more, Tanya. Okay, you can do about 5 to 7 bullet points.
Mhm.
Think about impact, and you can use ChatGPT for that as well, because now you're giving it direction.
Mhm.
I got a question. So, as far as like employment, how far should we go back? 10 years. 10 years. Okay. Yeah. When you're, is it possible to, so you said it that you have another LinkedIn. Are they connected or are they completely separate? Mine are separate, yeah. Okay. hmm Good job, though, Tanya. Good job. Good job. I love it. You got each section filled out. What's the most important section, y'all, that we talked about? Who can say?
Skill. Oh, my bad.
Not you.
I know.
Skills. Skills. That's all. The most important. If you don't do, there you go. There you go. If you don't do anything else tonight before you go to sleep, I want y'all to hear my voice. Like Kelly gonna jump through that camera if I don't do this section. Complete. I think you get 99. And then I want everybody to go endorse each other. I tell y'all that every
Yeah.
cohort I'm in, and y'all don't go do that. Y'all don't do
I be doing it. And I give
that.
recommendations too. I know you do. I give recommendations too. So skills, fill in her skills. And especially fill in the skills, but also be strategic on the order and the placement. If you are transitioning the data, put SQL, put T SQL, PL SQL, all those dialects of SQL within your profile. We talk about at a high level those different dialects within our session, but they're essentially I'm country, somebody from New York is not. It's the same thing. So make sure you capture. Well, are they country? I ain't trying to go down there, but make sure you capture like your distinct dialects because some roles in data might require T SQL, which is what we actually use, which is Microsoft. Some might use Oracle. Some might use a different dialect. But if you know it, you know it, and you don't want to like be inadvertently passed up for an opportunity because they looking for, something explicit that you don't have listed. So skills here, okay. And I feel like projects and recommendations. Go and request a recommendation from me if you have not, because those are big too. And your projects, your coding challenges, and any of your analysis or anything that you have, even outside of taking a course, make sure that you can incorporate those as well. Because with those projects, they give you the opportunity to lean in on your skills too. They require you to list out the skills that you use to do it as well. So, projects for you, and go and request a recommendation as well.
Mhm. Is there another one? Good job, Tanya. Thank you.
Um,
You're welcome.
let me see.
Oh, and I have another question.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
What's that?
Is it beneficial to get
Oh,
um
Tanya.
what is it, LinkedIn Premium?
She
It
gonna say
is.
yeah.
Okay. It is.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
you
it
right
is.
now.
It's going to give you preferential treatment on the platform because think about it, they're in business. They're a tech company essentially, and anytime you pay for their features, like when you get Netflix, right? When you get the $7.99, but you get all the ads, right? On LinkedIn, you can be a member for free, but if you're a premium, they're going to put you on my list as a recruiter first because you're paying for a feature or a benefit or one of their products, which is the premium feature. You also get the opportunity. I don't know, Loretta, if you got premium or not, but if on on the premium, when you click on your profile there, you'll have a little button that says premium, and you can look for actively recruiting. So when you get it, filter for actively recruiting, and all you're gonna get a bunch of recruiters with a purple circle around that says I'm hiring. You get that feature for being a premium member. There's a ton of other features that we can go through, but yeah, that's one of the advantages, especially if you're looking to transition.
Um, Janisha said, "How do we request a recommendation on LinkedIn?" Let me see. You can So this is mine.
Go to your
You
go at the
gotta
top. Oh, yeah. You go back. Yeah, there you go. Hit the plus.
and then ask for it. You gotta add this. This is a separate portion that you have to add to your profile, Janisha. So you add this part like to your profile, and then go and ask for one and give one.
And you have to be connected.
Yeah,
And if you go at the top, it'll show you how to add all these sections. So if you don't have projects or volunteering or license, you
just
just
video.
add the section. See right there where it says add profile section. You just add it on.
Oh, right here. Yep, right
Yeah.
here.
Mm. Yep.
Um, let me see. Okay, we got another. Okay, I see it now. Okay. Oh, we weren't connected. I thought we was. I just shared what you posted. Okay. I know you're gonna say about the banner. Incorporate like some verbiage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Shida? How you pronounce her name? Sade too. The same Sade. Sade. Okay, I like that Sade. That's a beautiful picture.
Hmm.
Uh, You have the 220 characters, but I like how you split it up. You want to get as specific as possible. What type of content, right? What type of content are we talking about? Growth driven leader. What does that mean? Break it down for me, right? What does that mean? Are you growing companies, growing people? Are you growing revenue? Are you growing sales? Are you growing metrics? Break it down for me. What type of growth are we talking about? And then what are you pursuing? Who is your target and ideal audience? Who do you want to see that? And what do you want them to see when you get there? So use those 220 characters. I
Right.
love the location. You got that there. Let's get her connections up, y'all. 200 by next week. I'm giving y'all a real big challenge, right? Let's get her some more. Y'all go follow her. Drop her link. Go follow. Go follow. Go follow. Um, Good job. 2,200 characters in the about
Yeah.
section,
Okay.
right? And answer the question, what can you do for me? If a recruiter is asking you that question, what would you tell her? You know what? I can increase your sales. I can increase your foot traffic in the retail industry if you want to get more sales for the Nike shoe. Break that thing down. Put that in there. Use the metrics.
Hmm. So essentially, and it's about use your metrics, but talk to value, like business value.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. Your impact and your value. That's what you wanted. 3 paragraphs, and then that last paragraph is going to be, if you have to use it in code because you're working, you can just say, let's connect. I love to talk about all things growth, mindset, or whatever. But if you open, you can put, here's my email address. If you want to create a dummy email address, a Gmail account for contacts and connections and all that, you can do that as well.
Okay. Oh, that's
Excellent
cute.
section. Yeah, that's cute. That's really cute. If you guys have
Um,
white papers, if you have, like Lorita was saying, if you have a video of you solving I don't know, do they solve Tableau problems? I don't know.
yeah.
You can put that there. It'll be a link, but people can go to
Right.
it, kind of like a GitHub or something like that. But definitely utilize as many sections as you can.
Okay.
That's why I was asking about separating because like that has nothing to do with like I want my profile to be like that's something complete. Like I mean it's for something I'm doing, but separate. I got you. I got you. Yeah, you can create another one. You can create if this is your business, you can create a yeah. That's why I was like. Mm-hmm. That's why I was struggling with keeping it all on one and then posting different things, or if it should be separate. But I think I need to separate. Yeah, you can definitely do that. That's no problem. No problem. 2 hours ago, I love to see it. I love to see it. Y'all see the things that get me excited, right?
She was looking at resumes for no reason.
um,
She got okay. These are her skills.
That's my other thing. Like I have not worked. I mean, I've worked, but I'm always like at one place for a long time. So my 10 years experience doesn't look. I mean, I know it looks better if you're there longer, but yeah, I'm like, what you talking about? It's a lot of me there. I'm like them too, and then that's all. That's okay. That's that. What is wrong with that? No. That shows stability. That shows growth. Is there? They don't have a logo.
Right here.
They just changed it, so they had took it down. We going. Yeah, we're going through a lot right now, like you were mentioning. Okay, no problem.
Oh, I forgot you were government too. Okay.
Make a note. That looks fantastic, though. You don't have to listen. People think more is better. Now, that's not always the case.
Mm-hmm.
That is not always the case. That's why so many people have 3 and 4, 5 pages, resume. Y'all younger, but people that I work with, that could be too doggone long. So this is great. It's concise. It's complete. It's compact. I love it. You want to go through and edit, though. I want to, put a few numbers in there because you're in data, right? So if you're talking that talk, let them see what you're talking about. Back that thing up and put some numbers in there.
That's my favorite song. Education, skills. Okay, you got analytics report, but you definitely need like explicit like SQL, and you big in Excel too. You should put like all that. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not on there. I've been writing everything down. Like none of this is on here.
And your projects and recommendations as well.
And reorder your skills. I think she had on there.
Where the right here, right here. Okay.
Yeah, make sure you put what you want to be first, second, at least the first 5.
Okay.
Make sure they're in the order that you want people to know. You say how many skills will they let you put on there? I think it's 99.
Something, ain't it?
Yeah, I think it's 99.
It's a lot.
Great job, though. Great job. Like the fact that you're acting. I love that. Next.
Sade. The other Sade. Okay, here we go. Same thing with the header, the banner.
Oh yeah, that banner is garbage. I don't I don't even know when I put that there.
Not fancy garbage.
So then you were in your creative zone then.
I am a creative. Like I have a my degree is PR communication, so I'm trying to dive back into social media with my analytics as well together. I was like,
I like that.
Master's in marketing analysis. That's what that's my master. I want to get it, but yeah. So
there's a huge need for that.
It is.
That's a huge need for that. I was just talking to somebody I'm coaching about her business. She's a multimillionaire, but I'm like, you need to start running this business by the data. And I know a guy, this I was gonna say Asian guy, shouldn't matter, but Sade, there's a huge need for marketing data for sure.
Yes, thank you for giving me that because I got my degree long ago, so now social media PR is kind of almost, it's still like there, but it's almost obsolete to what you consider as a social media manager. And so it's me really having to relearn everything that I have, and now everything that matters I'm noticing is just portfolios, and I have none of that. So
that's okay. You can create it. Yeah. Make this your portfolio. Yeah, make this your portfolio. Make the profile your portfolio. Talk about your stuff. That featured section, put all your stuff there.
And you
don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah, you can use the one. If you didn't get the link to create one, Sade, hit me up and I'll make sure you have it so you can leave with one.
The oh no, oh, the one that you sent us at the beginning
Yep.
of our session.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I have, but yeah, I got it.
Okay, it's not no race. It's all good. It's literally gonna take time to like get all your stuff because it's so many moving parts. Literally, it really is.
And I was waiting for all of this, so then
You can put
when
it
I go
together.
back into my little hole, I can come back out my
Hmm.
butterfly. So
Come through, butterfly.
Out of your cocoon, right? Um, yeah, remember everything that we talked about in terms of the summary and the headline and the characters, all
Oh, up
those
through
things,
here.
just fill all of that out. Yeah,
Okay.
all of that thing out. And when you're doing your summary, remember you're answering that question. I know we want to talk about ourselves and give a history lesson, but people want take about 6 seconds